Week, on the Great Escape, we enter an amazing gorge that offered us a tranquil place to witness spectacular sunsets lighting up the cliff faces and creating a red glow across the rocks. We got to experience its natural beauty and scenic surrounds with endless opportunities for bird watching, swimming, stargazing and hiking. All of this stunning display was enjoyed from the banks of the waterhole snuggled in by our fire.
We travelled 2 hours from Port Hedland and finally found the access road on the Coogin River crossing. And the gorge itself is nestled just 1.5k off the Marble Bar Highway via a long dirt track which had some rough and high ruts. And if this free camp wasn't a cracker on its own, come with us to see how we solve our run-in with a road train with the roadside do-it-yourself windscreen repair.
The turn off to Marble Bar, Neligan. Around the corner we go, and the Marble Bar Road, thankfully, is open with caution. So let's GO. Marble Bar is 152 kilometres, and we have a little bit of a stop off before we get there. It is never a good time for Google Maps to have a glitch, especially when you are searching for a track miles from nowhere. Thanks to Google, it sent us 10 kilometres up the hill just to do a U-turn and drive 10 kilometres back down the hill to the actual turn-off. We soon learnt we were not the only ones who took the tourist route. Nothing to do with the co-driver not concentrating. Even Wikicamps had its knickers in a knot with the directions. And finally we found the entrance.
So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old eyes. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding. Gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go.
On arriving at the free camp, it was pretty flat chat, so we parked up for the night waiting for a family who were leaving at first light. So we were up at Sparrowfart to get the primo location down on the rocks. Good morning everyone. We are located at Doolina Gorge at the moment, and we just wanted to get up nice and bright and sparky and show you what the colours look like. So you can see behind us we've got our van, and you can see the coloration coming down over the rocks. So we're just going to pan you around a little bit, not getting too close. There's a herd of cows down there, so staying well clear because I'm not up for chasing.
There's 5 cows down there.
Being
It's not
chased
that
by
big a
cows
herd.
at 6 o'clock in the morning. So let's go have a squizzy around.
The sun's just starting to hit the mountain behind us.
And you'll notice that throughout the day there is a whole range of bird life that come in, pelicans galore. There's
There's a heap of pelicans, heap
And-
of what are them kites?
black kites, I
Black
think they call
kites.
them. Yeah.
But there's probably what, 6, 7, 8, probably about 8 spots in here where you can camp without having to get into the soft stuff, like up on the hard parts. Yeah, if you want to sort of get over onto these rocks and where our camp is, yeah, you need 4-wheel drive, and yeah, it's a pretty good spot in here, real good.
So as you can see, we've got a pretty picturesque view at the moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to duck inside
Get the dogs sorted.
and get the puppies ready for their morning walk.
Dogs need to come out so they can have a wee. Been holding it all night.
All
It's a
right.
little bit chilly this morning.
It is very
Probably one of the
breezy.
Well, I only got down to about 13, but just that wind feels like it's coming straight off the South Pole. Inside. Come on. Coming in. Some brekkie. Ah, your best behaviour when you want something to eat. Oh, he's a good girl. Oh, he's a good girl. Sit. Good girl. There you go. Eat him up. We feed them separate, one inside, one out, otherwise Gus is very neurotic, to put it mildly, about his food. He's an absolute nutter. So we feed them separate, otherwise it's World War III. Oh, there it is. There's the cows, they're gone. Cows took off. Oh, there they are, right over there. What? What? Rosie, what you doing? Hey? What's Gus up to this morning? Gus, what are you up to this morning? Hey? Hey? What are you doing? Right, comes that sun. Geez, once it starts coming out up, it flies up. It's behind the mountain before, and now it's way above already and lit up the whole area.
Yeah, that colour up behind you is crazy.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? So, we're going to back up and hit the road. And we're actually only about, what, 30 k's or so from our destination, which we'll be staying for the next week, Monday to Monday.
Here I am on the run now, been there for way too long. I'm off to chase the sun now, for you know I'll be gone. You were the better actor, but then you looked away. I headed for the back door, no longer part in your play, and all the king's horses, and all the king's
which way to Marble Bar? Thanks, mate. Hey, a bit young for that kind of feisty business.
Had a road train fly down the hill like 2 k's out of Delina Gorge.
Yeah.
So we just come out of our camp. Within 2 k's down the road, road train threw a rock up, big crack in the windscreen. First one for the trip, 3 months in, first one for the trip. So I've got a windscreen repair kit, so I don't know how good they are, but we'll get it out and see if we can fix it up. The one I've got, which I've probably just picked up from a Super Cheap or Repco or something. Enough resin for up to 5 repairs. Do it yourself windscreen repair kit. That looks centered on it. Hard to tell from outside, you can't really see it. Should be able to see the resin down into the crack.
Yes. Most of the crack has disappeared, yeah.
You gotta get that air out of it too.
You didn't say that you undo it and then do it again.
Yeah. Basically what you do is remove any loose glass fragments with a little razor blade, clean it with paper towel. I say to do it as soon as possible after the crack so it's not full of shit. Center the suction caps above the crack so that the center's right on the crack, on the chip. This outer one, you screw it down until it's got a little rubber tip on the end. So you screw it down until that rubber tip seals up onto the windscreen. Then you put a few drops, 3 to 6 drops of resin down through the center of that. And then you screw in the inner piece, which just acts like a press. It just pushes the glue down into here. And that rubber cap that you've got screwed up onto the windscreen stops the glue coming out the sides, forces it into the actual chip. Tighten until the pressure driver is almost screwed all the way in. Check from inside the car to make sure the rubber mouth is opened wide. Allow the repair resin time to absorb into the brake, 10 to 15 minutes. So we've done all that. We're going to wait 10 minutes. Then we're going to unscrew and remove the driver centerpiece from the resin chamber to release any air trapped in the chamber. Reinsert pressure driver and screw down again to displace any air remaining in the brake. Look at the glass from an angle of 45, make sure no air bubbles remain in the brake.
So you virtually just got to keep pumping it in until there's no air in there. So I might give that another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take it out and put another couple of drops in and give it another go, I reckon, just to make sure.
A few moments later.
So we'll remove the apparatus, gently wipe away excess repair resin, add a drop of resin onto areas where damage is still visible, and cover with a curing strip for the finishing touches. Yeah, so you virtually just keep, once you take off the applicator, you virtually just, if there's any bits that are still needing a bit of repair or anything, you just put a few drops of resin in them. You whack a little bit of clear film, which they are calling a curing strip, which is just a little clear piece of plastic, and then you peel it off once the resin goes hard. There we go. Looking better already, isn't it? So once that goes hard, I'm going to put a couple more dobs around it just to make sure, and put the applicator back on for another 5 minutes. And I'm going to leave that on while we drive. If you look at that, the applicator, so you virtually just suction cap it on. You take this out. You just suction cap that onto your windscreen with that hole over the crack. Then you screw this into it. It's got a little rubber nozzle on the end there. You screw that into it, and you've got to make sure that that is lined up dead over the crack or the chip, and then you just screw it on until you just get a bit of pressure onto the glass, so that it spreads that rubber which seals onto the windscreen. And then you just pour a bit of glue in it, down in through there, half a dozen drops, and then you screw that in, and that just forces the glue into the crack on the windscreen. That's it. That's all it does. Bloody good idea. Very good idea, especially being able to carry it on the road like this. And obviously you still got to replace your windscreen at some stage, but it gets you out of trouble and it stops it spreading, and completely wrecking your windscreen before you get a chance to replace it. Give it another couple of minutes, and we'll peel it off and see if it's dried yet. Everyone heading to Marble Bar for the races. I'll just put another film of glue over it just to make sure it gets in there. Like, you could just pour the glue in there and chuck this on it, really, but this little device just makes it force it right down into the cracks properly. If there's air in it, that's room for the windscreen to be able to still move around until it opens up again. So the idea of that little device is just to force the glue right down into the crack and try and get all the air out of it. Is very important. And then I reckon when you finish, you just put a big blob over it and swish it around and work it back in there again and leave it go a bit longer.
So we'll give that 5 minutes and we'll hit the road again.
2 weeks later.
It's been a couple of weeks since the windscreen repair coming out of Gorge. So I just sort of check it out and keep a bit of an eye on it. It's held up pretty good. You can kind of tell that there's something there, but I mean there's little chips bloody everywhere, hundreds of them. But we've done some off-road, well we've done probably 90% off-road driving, corrugations, yeah, all off-road type stuff. We even got a little bit of rain one day. It's pretty bloody good. Pretty happy with that, just for a on the side of the road quick fix. It's turned out good. I'm not going to worry about replacing the windscreen unless it starts to open up or move. I think it's fine like that for now. So, well worth a $30 kit to have in your rig, just in case. I reckon if I hadn't have done that repair, it probably would have cracked, you know, would have crept further along the window and all sorts of dramas, but it was a fair, decent crack and it was fairly deep. Right, so that's a wrap for another episode. Thanks to all our family, friends and new followers for tuning in again. Please join us again next week as we head to Marble Bar to do something a little different. See you then.